Welcome to the students. So we are continuing our lecture series on units and measurements. In the previous session we have discussed a brief introduction about this topic, and we are continuing this in our second session. And I would like to tell you again, so we are running a channel, Pace Coaching Center YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel to get a free accessible videos, and also we are having an application because YouTube is having some limitations. We cannot use it other than just uploading the videos. So to upload a test series and also to upload material and all. So for any other activities, we are also having an application in Play Store. You can download it using this by using this Pace Competitive Academy. If you type this in your Play Store, you will get an application with all the features. So that will be very beneficial for you if you download the application. Okay, so YouTube channel, we will get introductory videos and all, and comprehensive courses and all you will find in the application only. Okay, so I would like to suggest you to please go through the app and explore it. Okay, now so this is units and measurements. In the previous session we have discussed what are the physical basic fundamental quantities and derived quantities and all. We will discuss now the different quantities and how we define the units of the quantities and all you are going to learn in this session. Okay, now the first one I would like to tell you is that is length. That is length. Okay, so length is measured basically in meters. Okay, length is a measurement. So what is the distance between two objects? To define it, we use this quantity length. Okay, we measure it using meter. We measure it using a unit called meter. Okay, so how this meter is defined? How this meter is defined? So this meter is the SI unit. This meter is the SI unit. So how the meter is defined? So the meter is defined as so when the light is traveled in vacuum. Okay, so when you allow light to travel in vacuum, so the length traveled by the light in a time of 1 by, so the length traveled by light in vacuum in a time interval of 1 by 299,792.458 299,792.458 seconds. Okay, so with this in this time duration, how much length a light can travel in vacuum? How much length that the light can travel in vacuum? So that is nothing but a meter. It was defined like that. See, we have set some definitions that is fixed. So in order to obtain a dimension, we need some basic data. That is this is the basic data. So by this way we define a meter. Anywhere you go globally, in any country you go, so this was like this only. And also we will be having a global units and measurements organization is there in order to define these things. Universally we have defined them, and we have stored this basic data in a location where that is worldwide we apply. So international units organization it is present there. We kept all these units definitions. So that is the basic way where you are getting these things, and then we are using them in our real life day-to-day activities. Okay, so this is the length, how we defined a meter, and there are some conversions of this meter also. So 1 kilometer, if you go for conversions, because I told you in this chapter either we will get what is the unit and how we define the unit, the different kinds of questions that we expect from this topic, that is what is the unit of a length, and how we define the meter, the basic unit of the length, and what are the different conversions that are available. Because if you take only one unit, you don't have the flexibility. That means if you want to tell the distance between Jammu Kashmir and Kanyakumari, Okay, so then if you tell in meters, it will be very lengthy figure, big figure you will get, that means 2 lakh meters, 3 lakh meters. So in order to reduce that, so when the quantum is increasing, that means when you are going for a larger values, so you need to reduce the number. So that is why we had made some suffixes, prefixes for them, like kilometer, okay, or else if it is reducing, then centimeter, millimeter. If it's smaller dimensions, we need to have flexibility. We need to have flexibility to have some other values other than meter in order to fit the requirement. Okay, that is why we are having different conversions. So if, for example, how to convert kilometer into meter? Kilometer is equal to 1000 meters or 10 to the power of 3 meters. Okay, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter or 10 to the power of 3 meter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power of minus 2 meter or 0.01. 1 millimeter is 10 to the power of minus 3 meter or 0.001. Okay, so likewise we have made some conversions. Similarly, 1 inch is equal to 25.4 mm. So these are all very, very important for the examination. 2.54 centimeter. These conversions are important for your objectives. 1 foot is equal to 3048, 304.8 mm. 30.48 centimeter. And also 1 micron is equal to 1 micron, or else we represent it like this. 1 micron is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 mm. That means 10 to the power of minus 6 meter. Okay, so we can represent it in mm or in meter also. Okay, and 1 mile is equal to 1.609 kilometer. 1 mile is equal to 1.609 kilometer. All these values are important. You need to by heart them, because anyways you will find them in options. So if you by heart it, at least approximately, you can easily guess the answers. Okay, 1 yard is equal to 0.9144 meter. 1 yard is equal to 0.9144 meter, or we call it as 3 foot. Okay, either 0.9144 meter or 3 foot. 1 nautical mile is equal to 1852 meters. 1 nautical mile is equal to 1852 meter. Generally this is used by whom? Nautical miles are used by generally the sailors, okay, who are sailing on waters like sea, ocean. Whenever any sailor who are traveling in ships and all, they use this terminology of nautical mile. Okay, used by sailors traveling in ships. Okay, so this is some of the conversions. And now after this we have named some of the lengths. For example, some lengths like the distance between the earth and moon, okay, the distance between the sun and earth. Likewise we have made some defined lengths. Okay, that means the distance between the moon and earth is a constant value. The distance between the sun and earth is a constant value. So they won't alter. That means when the earth is moving around the sun, it's an elliptical orbit. Okay, it's an elliptical orbit. One way it is having a major axis. The distance may vary, but approximately, okay, there will be some value, uniform value. So that we will discuss now. Okay, now Earth radius, the radius of Earth. These are all constant values you need to remember. Radius of Earth, radius, it's not diameter. If it is diameter, then you need to double it, okay? 6371 kilometer. 6371 kilometer is the radius of Earth. If it is if he is asking diameter, then you need to double it. Lunar distance. Lunar distance. Lunar distance. Lunar distance. Average distance between Earth and Moon. The average distance between the Earth and Moon, that is lunar distance, okay? So from the center of the Earth to the center of the Moon. Earth and Moon means center of Earth to center of Moon, okay? Lunar distance. It is equal to, one lunar distance is equal to 384402 kilometer. One lunar distance is equal to 384402 kilometer. Okay, that is lunar distance. Lunar distance. And astronomical unit. Astronomical unit. Astronomical unit, we call it as AU. So it is the distance between the Earth and Sun. It is the distance between Earth and Sun. Okay, that is astronomical unit. One astronomical unit is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power of 11 meters. 1.5 into 10 to the power of 11 meter, or 1.5 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometer. Okay, so this is astronomical unit. This is astronomical unit. Light year. What is light year? Light year. Light year is the distance traveled by light in vacuum in 1 year. Okay, the distance traveled by light. The distance traveled by light in vacuum in 1 year. Why we always say vacuum? Because physics. See, whenever you look at the light or any other wave you see in two ways. One is wave as a line, okay, wave as a ray. So whenever you see light ray, whenever you look at the light as a straight line, we call it as light ray. That means light ray is straight. Whenever you look at light as a particle, okay, then we call it as the light wave. So light wave, that means you have two physics here. One is particle motion. If you understand, if you look at a particle separately, then it is particle physics. And you are looking group of particles together. Are you able to understand what I am saying? If you are looking at physics in a macroscopic way, see, a simple thing, this is light ray. If you look at a light ray from a larger distance, it looks like a ray. And you came nearer, you zoomed it, you zoomed it, and you observe actually the light ray is like this. So when you come closer, that is microscopic observation. When you look at the physics at a very microscopic level, then we treat it, we look at the particles, exact particles, how the propagation is there. When you go back, looking at the physics from a larger point of view, it looks like a ray. So this is particle physics. So Planck mass is related to this particle physics. Okay, particle, it is a maximum mass of a point particle that is used in particle physics. Okay, It is maximum mass of particle in particle physics. In particle physics, which is equal to 1 Planck mass is equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 8. Planck mass is represented like this. Okay, 1 Planck mass is equal to 2.18 10 to the power of minus 18 kg. Okay. And next, solar mass. Solar mass, it is defined as mass of sun. So solar mass, it is defined as the mass of sun. So all these things are very important for the examination, any competitive examination. So if you want to crack these kind of competitive exams, you need to have a lot of memory power. So you need to remember all these things, which is a big deal for us. Okay, but you need to put that effort. So try to by heart them as many times as you can, revise and revise and revise. That is the only success mantra we are having. So next is solar mass. Solar mass. Solar mass is nothing but, I told you, that is the mass of sun. Mass of sun. Mass of sun is solar mass, and its value is, solar mass is equal to 1.98 in 10 to the power of 30 kg. So which is equal to 1.98 into 10 to the power of 1.30 kg, 10 to the power of 30 kg. Solar mass. And largest unit of mass. The largest unit of mass is Chandrasekhar limit. Largest unit of mass is what? Chandrasekhar limit, CSL. So 1 CSL is equal to, it is 1.4 times mass of the sun. It is 1.4 times the mass of sun, which is equal to 3.3 into 10 to the power of 30. 3 into 10 to the power of 30. So generally we use this to represent the weight of any dwarf planets, which with less than this mass will stay forever in the universe. So if it is more than this, see how this universe is forming by Big Bang theory, we all know. So why this Big Bang is happening? So when any particle in the universe, if it is having weight more than this mass, more than the Chandrasekhar limit, then it will undergo explosion and it will become mass less than the Chandrasekhar limit mass. Okay, if it is, the mass is less than this Chandrasekhar limit, then those dwarfs or planets, stars, whatever it may be, they are stable in the universe. Okay, they will stay without exploding. If this mass of that dwarf planets is exceeding this Chandrasekhar limit, they will explode and reduces their mass and becomes stable. Okay, that is what is meant by this Chandrasekhar limit. Okay, these are the different units of mass. Okay, so I would like to conclude this session now. In the next session, we are going to discuss further fundamental quantities such as time, ampere, Kelvin, temperature. So all these